Good morning, everyone. Welcome everybody to the scheduled September 27th Planning and Development Services QJ items. Mac?
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the way of announcements, I don't think we've taken the opportunity to introduce our newest senior planner. And if I could, I'd like to introduce him to the board at this time. This is Matthew Lambert. He comes to us from the city of Saraland, Alabama, outside of Mobile, as a senior planner, and we're very happy to have him.
All right, welcome, Matt. Thank you.
Look forward to doing a good job.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, we do have one announcement. Item number one, we've got a request to table this item. They'd like to complete the infrastructure prior to plating.
Okay. I need a motion to table.
Second.
A motion, a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That brings us to item number two, the Churchill Oaks Phase 1 replat. This is a request to approve by final plat. This project's previously been approved and platted, and this is a request to address market demand and diffuse lots together to lower the density of Churchill Oaks from 95 lots to 87 lots on approximately 41.5 acres. The list of lots to be replatted are listed in your package.
Mac, before we get too far, I think I'll probably better swear everybody in. Is that okay?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. All right. Anyone who anticipates testifying, if you would, stand and raise your right hand. And this is on any of the agenda items today. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will provide to this board will be the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Whenever you come forward, just state your name and state that you've been sworn in. Have any of the commissioners had any ex parte communications on these items?
No.
I'm seeing no from all commissioners. Thanks, Mac.
Thank you. This project was previously reviewed by Bob Baranti, and it's been submitted by Tanner Peacock on behalf of Churchill Oaks Development. Not sure if the applicant is here this morning, but this is a pretty straightforward request.
Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Come forward.
And Mac, would you like to make the staff report an exhibit?
Yes, I'd like to request staff report be entered into record. Thank you.
So moved. Okay, yes, sir. If you got any comments or whatever you want to make.
Good morning, Tanner Peacock, Churchill Development, 243 Churchill Oaks Drive.
You
No
were
comments
sworn.
made.
You were sworn.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Any questions of the applicant? Commissioner? For Mac? Okay. Thank you, sir. Mac, question?
Mac, just for my education, this has been going on for a long time, since 2008. The fees, the assessed values, the fees that we charge don't change, even though probably the assessed value is more.
Yes, ma'am. They're paid one time, and we've already gone through the platting process on this. This is just a replat to reduce the number of lots that the county's already approved.
The assessed value, because the assessed value goes up, doesn't mean the fees, the percentage of the fees are going to change.
They've already paid the fees.
Once you pay them, you only have to pay them once per parcel.
Okay, is there any public comment concerning this project? Seeing none, what's the board's wishes?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the Blue Mountain Beach Industrial Park Phase 2 replat. Request to approve by final plat. It's been reviewed by Bob Baranti, submitted by Dewberry on behalf of WRMG Inc., requesting approval to replat Block G, splitting it to create 2 building pads for commercial use, resulting in a decrease from 12,375 square feet to 11,875 square feet on approximately 0.283 acres, with a future land use of light industrial. Projects located about 1,800 feet north of US 98 on the west side of Old Blue Mountain Road, and identified by the parcel numbers in your package. Again, this is a similar request to the last request. They're taking one large lot and breaking it into two lots and slightly reducing the allowable use on those two lots. In this case, fees have already been paid with the original plat.
Okay. All right. Is the applicant present or wants to speak? Seeing none. What, is there any public comment? What's the board's wishes?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Mac, did you want staff report entered into the?
Yes, sir, if we could enter that. Staff.
So moved then.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That brings us to item number 4. This is the Prominence Phase 3 South replat. Request we enter the staff report into the record.
So moved.
This is a request to approve by final plat. It's been reviewed by Renee Bradley. Submitted by Interlight Engineering on behalf of D.R. Horton, requesting approval to plat 83 residential units or lots on approximately 14.03 acres with the future land use of traditional neighborhood development. The project's located on the west side of Bridge Lane, as identified by the parcel number in your package. I would like to point out that this is the final phase and plat of the Prominence Development of Regional Impact. And as such, we're collecting have collected some substantial fees. The recreation fee paid is $374,525. The preservation buyout that was paid at the development order stage, $339,328.48.
Mac, while you're looking, isn't this the project we had some concerns voiced to us about the southern end as far as the buffer and taking measures to stabilize that area?
Yes, sir, and all of those actions have been completed. This was an area that got built up significantly on the south side. All of that area has been stabilized, and the code case has been closed on that.
Okay.
In addition, the proportionate fair share being paid for this particular 83 lot plat, $712,516. And once these lots are actually built on, this will complete the Prominence DRI.
All right. Any questions for Mac?
Mac, it says construction phase 3 will have no remaining residential units available for future development. So has that portion of the
I forgot to mention silence your phones.
Publishers Clearinghouse.
Oh, okay.
So has that portion of the project is it being developed, or is it being utilized at this point, or, because it's phase 3, so there'll be no remaining residential units, what's the intent?
This is it. There's no density left on this site to develop. They have developed everything to the maximum extent.
No commercial, no other density whatsoever?
This is it.
Okay.
Finally, after I think this was originally approved in 2004, so almost 15 years, and it will be 15 years before they finish building out these 83 lots.
Okay. Any other questions for Mac? All right, does the applicant wish to make any statements?
I'll be very brief. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm David Smith with Interlight Engineering, and I have been sworn in. As Mac mentioned, I just wanted to highlight the same thing. This is the final phase of the Prominence development. All the infrastructure has been constructed, it's certified, and the only other thing we will be doing is building a pool facility that was approved as part of phase 3. We'll start construction of that pool facility. It's a minor development order that'll serve phase 3, but this is the end of the Prominence development.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
Sidewalks, I think, is there criteria, anything out there, does it have sidewalks?
Sidewalks will be constructed after home construction within the development.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, David.
Thank you.
Any public comment? Seeing none, what's the board's wishes?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. That brings us to our final item, number 5. This is the Santa Rosa Beach Cell on Wheels Development Order Extension. This would normally be something we would handle internally, but in this particular case, since it was a temporary development order, there was a final order condition that required any extension of that development order to come back to this board. And this is the temporary tower that's waiting on the permanent tower to be constructed there on Seacroft Road at the Regional Utilities site.
Mac, do we have any idea how long this will be?
Well, we're asking for a 6-month extension on this particular development order. We expect that that would be adequate to give them time to construct the tower and get this relocated to the new tower.
Haven't we been, how long has it been since we approved the initial? A year?
They had a year on the original one.
Had a year, so, I'm sorry.
I think it was 1 year.
And that 1 year's about to expire? Yes, sir. And they give you any reasonable explanation as to why?
Yes, sir. The reason being is that there's been some construction delay on the ground tower that's being built at Regional. I mean, we've had a lot of rain, and so they're behind schedule, which is causing everybody to be behind schedule.
Okay.
They're pretty confident they can wrap it up in 6 months, though, right, Renee?
Yes, sir.
I think they need to diligently get it done in 6 months.
Yeah,
We may have some
Here,
issues.
sir, so he's
Is the
here.
applicant present, want to make a statement?
Good morning, Bob Chopra with SAM, previously being sworn in. Actually, we are at the mercy of Regional Utilities for the permanent tower site. They're in the process of construction of their replacement water tank and pump house. They're telling us another 6 months. I don't know if it could go past 6 months, but we can't build a permanent tower on that property until they've completed all their construction activities.
Please try to get it done in 6 months.
No, understood, and I mean, we don't want the temporary site out there either. We'd like a permanent site. It you know, kind of leaves us in limbo as well.
Well,
And all the cell phone companies' service does not seem to be as good as it was. And, so we're all, and it's every company, we're all anxiously awaiting to get our good cell service back.
Agreed.
well, I'm just going to make a statement. I mean, we approved a tower site, not your particular one, over 2 years ago, and they haven't took a tree down to try and put it in there. So that's why I kind of want to know how long is it going to take us. It's ridiculous to get the approval on a tower site and then they still haven't started one, or take as long as, because I know we have one right across from my office. It's T-Mobile, and shoot, they had that thing up in a week and operational within 3 once they got to going on it. And then they didn't have any delays. I understand Regional's got a little play in this thing here, but try to work with them and try to get it expedited.
Will do. Thank you.
Any
Just one
questions for
comment,
that? Sir?
And you are, I remember speaking with you last time, you are reciprocating with other companies so that we can satisfy the needs of everyone's.
Correct. The
services
new-
on the same tower.
Our permanent tower site at the water, where they're building a new water tank, will be co-locatable by their tenants, yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any public comment? Seeing none, what's the board's wishes?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second?
Excuse me, I apologize. Rick, can you make that comment again? Because I'm very interested in, is Rick able to come up to make a comment, please? Sure.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up for discussion. And that's a little out of order, but we'll go ahead. Rick?
I'm sorry, Rick Wilson, WLSON. He mentioned a water tower. What about this tower? I understand he works for a tower company. Are there rights to refuse by these other providers? Is this going to be a Verizon-only tower? I mean, I'll remind the board that we have a contract with Verizon for $2,000 per location for small cell technology. So what is the purpose of this? Is this just a, let's get our foot in the ground here and we'll make it a Verizon tower only? We have bigger issues than just Verizon here, and so that would be my.
All right,
He said it was going to be for everybody.
This is not an exclusive use tower. There will be other cell companies that are co-locating on this tower that have temporary facilities on the same site as this temporary facility. And as soon as the new permanent tower is erected, those will move to that new permanent tower, and I believe it may be 180 feet tall, which should significantly improve service.
okay, very well. All right, anything else? Okay, we've got a motion and a sec, I'm sorry, Mac.
Our meeting, I'm sorry, go
Let
ahead.
me get this out of the way. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed, motion carries.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, if we could address one last item. At the last BCC meeting, we set alternate dates for several of our scheduled meetings through the holidays. The last date that we set for the QJ land use hearing on December 20th is in conflict with the employee appreciation luncheon, and we'd like to request that that date be changed to December 18th at 9 a.m. at the South Walton Annex, if that comports with everyone's schedule.
Everybody okay with that? Let's go ahead and get a motion for it.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Thank you. That'll allow us to go ahead and schedule that.
Any
That's
other
all we have.
business? That's all you have? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
We done.